Hello, this is Jabril from JabrilAgora.com, and today is just a little bit of advice. Today I'm going to talk about credit cards and why having a credit card is so important um, to you out there. When I was younger, all I heard was credit cards are bad. Credit cards are bad. Don't ever get a credit card because you're going to go into debt. And when I was younger, all I had was a debit card, a check card, Visa check card, and I spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on my check card. I bought everything cash because I didn't know any better. And yeah, sure, it was good because it doesn't you don't create any debt. But on the flip side, not having a credit card is a bad thing because you don't establish credit. And and it's one way to establish credit, and credit cards are one of the big parts of establishing your credit. And it's going to affect you when you want to purchase, if you want to do payments on a car, which I've never done, but if you do want to have payments on a car, you're going to need you're going to need a credit history. Or if you want to purchase your first home, which most people do need a loan to secure, to buy a home, you're going to need, credit history. Sometimes, when you're applying for a new job, employers check your credit history to see basically how responsible that you are. Because normally, your financial responsibility it applies to, how responsible you are with other things. And also, if you're getting insurance, some insurance people do check your credit history to see, how responsible, because that, shows how responsible you're going to be on the road. And, it has a lot of different factors. And I'm going to talk about first the age requirements to obtain a credit card. Um, Most of the time, you do need to be 18, but if you do have, somebody co-sign with you, you can be under 18 because I know plenty of people under 18 with credit cards. And so 18 is, the basic age. And just because you're 18 doesn't mean you're going to be able just to get a credit card like that. I'm going to talk about, the requirements of getting, the different types of credit cards. Number one, if you have, parents with, pretty decent credit, you could ask them to help you to obtain a credit card. And so you basically, because the bank or whoever's giving you the credit card, they're gonna, if you mess up, they're just gonna take it out on your parents. And normally, even if you don't have enough money, your parents are gonna take care of it because they don't want you to mess up their credit. But that is not, financial responsibility. But it's gonna teach you, your own. But basically, it can help you build your own credit. And now, if you don't have parents with good credit, or you just don't, basically, if your parents don't want to get you a credit card, what you can do is, and you don't have, any credit history, you can apply for a secured credit card. And basically, what this is you send money. You can go to your local bank, or they have, people online. I'll place some links to some, reputable people. And basically, what a secured card is you can start off with as little as like $200. You send, you put $200 like in a savings account, and then, or you can put more money. But basically, since you don't have any history, the banks don't trust you, and I probably wouldn't trust you either. But what happens is they give you a $200 limit, but it's reported as a credit card, so it's not reported as a checking card or something like that. So you go and you can spend your limit. You can use it as a credit card, and you can add more money into basically your savings account to raise your credit limit. And what this does every month it reports your credit to the four credit bureaus. Um, so that really helps you establish your credit. And now and for you guys, I'm telling you, it is so important. And how long you have credit is also a thing. So if you're 18, you want to do it right away. I really don't want to hear that you don't have enough money for $200 because this is really life changing. It's really a life changing situation. 'Cause I don't care where you are, what neighborhood you grow up, you've grown up in, or where you live presently. You have access to $200 for something so important because I can see those $100 sneakers on your feet right now, or you're listening to the iPod or something like that, and you have access to it. So go make it happen. And now I'm going to talk about once you get the credit card, things to do and things not to do. Number one, unlike a debit card or a check card, if you have $200 spending limit, you don't want to spend $200 of your limit because it's just not a good thing. I'll just put it like that. You never want to go over 50% of your limit, of your spending limit, because it actually does hurt. It doesn't hurt. Yeah, it hurts your credit score. It's not gonna like take it down, but it doesn't make. It's not a positive thing. It's not gonna raise your credit score too much. But you want to have never go under a 50%, never go over 50% of your limit because it shows people if your creditors are looking or you're applying for something, it shows that you're kind of like stretching yourself to the limit. You never want to go over 50% of your limit. And next, always want to pay on time. Do not ever pay late. It's very crucial that you pay on time. And you're gonna have you don't have to pay your credit card in full, but you never want to have a balance over 50%. And if you have them, a balance of if you pay it off every month and leave 15% on there, that's okay, of your balance. That is okay. And other things that you want to know, you want to just keep, and when you want to make sure that you use it all the time and use it regularly so people they can see that you're actually using the card. And that's pretty much it for today. If you have any questions, feel free to leave me, a comment. And I am, no financial expert. I didn't, graduate from Harvard, but with a financial degree. But these are the things that I know, and I know these are the things that will help you, establish, your credit history and in your life. This is Jabril from JabrilAgora.com, and make it a great day.